line and a hose. Oh, probably gone back to nature, mate. Fuck me. Need to lose more weight. I'm a right fat cunt.
You good?
Right, when we're ready.
We're ready now, whenever you are. Doug, how you doing?
Then. Go on then, I'm ready.
How you doing, Doug?
Sweaty.
Sweaty.
Go on then, let's hit this shit, mate.
Oh,
Am I allowed to swear?
Mate, you've sworn the whole time. You can say whatever you fucking like, mate.
Have you already started?
Mate, I record everything.
Oh, right, okay, Sam. Right, so, all right, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you, mate?
I'm pretty much fucked, mate, if I'm honest. Absolutely knackered. It's been a bit of a heavy few days, but yeah, things needed doing. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. I've just been hit by the heat.
Mate.
So you're getting done as well by the heat as well.
Yeah, 3 days stuck in a tiny bathroom with two fatties. Two other fatties. Hasn't gone down well. Yeah, so feeling rough. Had a shower outside. Tied it to my line. I told you that earlier privately. Don't know if you can put that in, so I'll tell you again. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. But I've never seen someone struggle so much there. You just...
Mate, I'm 20 stone, mate. I'm massive. I'm really heavy. I've got huge, like, boobies bigger than my missus' mates. It's not good. It's not good. But they're coming off. I'm training now. I'm training, getting there. I'm losing weight.
Yeah. I mean,
slowly.
If your walk from the shop to your house is anything to go by, you know, it's you have to start.
Yeah, well, wow. Huffing and puffing through that walk don't look good, but then you've got to consider what I've done through the day. Do you know what I mean? I've just hammered out a bathroom. I've done loads of work in there. Look, we had to keep. Look, I think I've had 3 t-shirts on through it. You know, because I've ended up with the sweat coming all the way down it, mate. It was horrendous, but it needed doing.
That's it. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and I totally forgot about this as well, mate. Totally forgot. I looked down at my phone and thought, I'll go through my messages now. I've had my clothesline shower, and I seen yours, and you were like, "Yeah, we're on very soon." I thought, "Shit, 15 minutes. Fuck, 14%. Shit, going to the shop." But it's all worked out in the end.
Yeah, it's all worked out in the end.
Yeah. So it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. So how are you in comedy lately? How's that been going with you? I mean, have you been able to get anything done?
Yeah. I took a gig in Portsmouth. It was only an open mic in a bandstand, but just like to brush off a few cobwebs, I took that. Now, my daughter lives down that way. She lives in Gosport, so I obviously haven't got to see her all the way through the COVID stuff. Yeah. So the first opportunity I got, the first gig I thought it was the first gig I booked in, I booked that in just so I could go down and see her. She's just got engaged to a fella as well. Congratulations to the pair of you. And so I took them for a meal, like what was it, fucking 20 quid burger and chips or something. Unbelievable, but it was nice. So I'll let her off with that. McDonald's would have done me, but you know. And but I did get another one come in. Sorry, I'm all fingers and thumbs, then, mate.
That's all right. That's all right, mate.
But then I had another thing come in. Dave Francis opened the Bush again in the Black Country, the home of open mic comedy. Craig, Dave Francis, Ball, love you. Yeah. And he got shut down the other day.
He did.
Well,
he got done, didn't he?
Yeah. So, one of my mates said it was probably Ryan Smith singing Purple Bags or Purple something that got him shut down, but I don't know.
No,
it's back open now anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I was at the Bush, I think not last week, the week before, I was at the Bush, and it was just nice to be gigging again. I was because they're doing it outdoor, but they didn't have a microphone, so you're just outdoor trying to
shouting.
Yeah, shouting, and then they've got the main road behind you. So, I mean, if the Bush wasn't hard enough as it is,
mate, let's be honest, right? There's a few people don't like the Bush. Now, the way you got to look at the Bush is it's a baptism of fire, right?
Yeah.
Anyone can go to an open mic night that's got a lovely crowd that are going to laugh at anything, but what you're learning from that,
No.
You go to the bush, if you hear Stubbo at the back, bah! You know you're onto a winner, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. If you can bleed blood from a stone, i.e. the bush, if you can get a laugh from the bush, you know what I'm saying. You can get a laugh anywhere. So I love the place. It's hard, but that's what makes you better. Do you know what I mean? If you're playing football and you're constantly playing easy teams, you're going to get battered.
Exactly.
So play against the harder teams, you learn more. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
That's the spirit.
Philosophy from Thick Fucker. Yeah.
Mate, you know, so we bring more to this podcast than just comedy. We bring philosophy here as well from yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I've had a few other bits come in. I've done a few of these garden gigs. I did one at the weekend. And it was for someone was meant to be getting married, but instead of getting married because of COVID, fucked that up. They had a party in their park. There was only like 7-8 people there. He had trains flying past. So like you said with the bush, with people walking past in cars, I had trains flying past at that one. And then I drove from that one to another one in Wellingborough, and it was at a train station with trains flying past again. But it was absolutely quality, mate. So things are starting to come back slowly, trickling.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's nice, isn't it? It's nice.
I mean, hopefully it'll get back going again properly. Did you do any online gigs at all?
I did a few at the start. I got in my mojo. The first 3 weeks of lockdown, I was flying. You know, I was in a right good headspace. We set up like a gym in the garden. I was homeschooling my lad. We were doing he was doing his homeschooling. We were reading a book, and we were going into the garden doing circuits in the garden. And I was doing a few things online, and I was sharing loads of people's content and that. And then I don't mean to bring the tone down. One of my pals fucking died 3 weeks in, and my head just went, and I didn't I think I did a couple of little things, but I just couldn't get my head in the motion. Do you know what I mean? And then I think once he'd been buried, it's sort of like, you know, things started. I started to slowly come back out of it and come back into it. But that really knocked me for six. But then I started getting like it happened to a load of pals. I don't know if it happened to you, but through COVID, I just seemed to see loads of my mates, loads of people my age. You know, I'm 45. I know I look young, you know.
Of course.
But I'm 45, and these are all around my age.
Yeah.
But then I started having loads of mates start coming around and seeing me, and I thought, oh well, this is nice. And then I started thinking, are they coming to see me because they think I'm next? Do you know what I mean?
You never know.
It's like, get scared, but...
Well, Doug's 45. He's 20 stone.
Let's
go check him out. You know,
they've got like a betting system going best around the season. But no, I don't know, mate. When it's your time, it's your time, and it is what it is. But I was flying, and then it just all went pits up. But I'm back now. Things are starting to flow again, and I'm enjoying it. But I don't think it's going to proper kick off again until next year. I think I'm not bothering promoting because I do like one of my place, and they've already told me. I think it's a 250-ish capacity. And they're saying that at the minute they can only have parties in there up to 30, so I can't justify it. It's
one of those ones that there's not much we can do in this situation, really. So we just have to make the best of it. That's why I ended up doing this. You know, just
Well, right. And then you've been doing a few of them thingy dog videos as well, where you watch people doing stupid shit.
That's it. Yeah, basically people watch me watch other people. That's
like what my lad does. He sits there watching. What's that guy's name? Some twat that plays games constantly all day. I'm like, game, and he'll tell me the name of the game. I'm like, do you play that game? He's like, no. Well, what are you watching him for?
I'm that guy now.
Oh yeah,
I'm that guy. I'm that guy.
That's it. Listen, if it gets views, go for it, mate. You never know. It's all about looking for your niche and what works for you in the market, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I basically just did that because there was no gigs, so I had to do something to keep myself.
Pass the time away.
That was literally it, and then because you know that all the gigs dried up. It was literally, I don't know if it's the same with yourself, but I had all these gigs booked up, but then one after another, literally got a text or an email saying cancelled. And it was like,
I remember my last gig. I did one for, Oxy got me this gig in a pub. It was for someone's 50th.
Yeah.
And I think I did 20 odd minutes there, and I come off, and I was buzzing. You know, I was thinking, oh, that was wicked. And then the next day, I got the phone calls, so the messages saying, this one's dropped. We think it's all going tits up, and then that was it. I just sort of got myself in that mindset where I know it's all going.
Yeah.
So drop yourself into the mindset where you're going to be at home, and you know it. Like I said, mate, it was all right. Like what you've done there, you found something to occupy your time. It's hard to just walk away from it. I know there's a few comedians at the minute that are like they're scared of coming back because it's been such a big break. You know, especially ones that have been like flying. I'm not mentioning any names, but there's a few that have been flying that I know have got a bit nervous now with coming back. I'm like, nah, dust them cobwebs off, get out there and just do it. Don't be scared.
You know
Don't
what?
be scared, get out there.
To be fair, that's what I was a bit apprehensive when I went to the Bush for the first, because it'd been the first time performing after like 5 months. And
and what place to go back to?
and I thought, let's start with the good old Bush to get started again.
I did brand new. I did 10 minutes of new, 5 minutes of new material, and I did that song that I wrote. I did that as well.
And how'd you find it?
Well, I did it inside first, just as a workshop. I think there was only 4 comedians and Dave there. We did it with the microphone and props, and it didn't work. I couldn't concentrate on it all. Yeah. And then Robin turned around and she went, "Try it without the microphone. Have the music on. Do it with your props like that." So I've done it like that, and it worked. I mean, I videoed it. I'll even, if I get a chance, I'll put it on YouTube, and I'll send you a link to it so you can
definitely.
see it. It's not the finished version, but I did that. And she turned around. Then afterwards, she went, "Do you know what? That was quality. It works better like that than with the microphone." But I also sang a few of the little bits as well. Yeah. So when that worked, then they had the first comedy night in the garden. So I've gone from just doing the workshop with them guys to then going outside and doing it properly outside with me miming with the props, and it went really well. But that's the only time I've done it, and I didn't record that. So that's the only day that I've done it, and I'm hoping now. Well, anyone watching this who's got an open mic that would like to see me mime a song, get in touch. I'm free most days. I'm doing nothing. Come in. Hello. I forgot to get you Skittles because I have to go. Skittles. Mate, I'll go and get you some after this because I've totally forgot. Sorry, people. That was my son moaning because I didn't get sweets from the shop.
It's amazing. Quite a lot just happened right there. You plugged yourself, and then you got moaned at for not getting Skittles. So much happened within that 20 seconds there. It's incredible.
Yeah. I live life on the edge, mate. That's just how it is. Constantly rolling the punches, you know.
That's it. But just to make it a bit more of a professional kind of podcast, I thought I should ask some professional kind of questions.
Hit me with them.
So
I'm all about professionalism.
So how long have you been doing comedy, Mr. Carter?
Right, I started in 2018. Now, I had 2 other goes before that, years before, but the first time I did it at a jazz club. My mate had got me a gig there, and it was a musical open mic night, and I failed miserably. All my jokes failed. I had no mic control. Couldn't even look at the crowd. Blip-blopping really bad. My mate had to prompt me on my material, and it just went that bad that I come off stage and sort of I think I ran away for about 5 years after that. But someone in the crowd had actually said to me, they went, "That was really good." I was like, "So you just watched me, mate? I was shit." And he went, "No." He goes, "Wrong place for your material." He says, try a comedy club." And I was like, I said to him, I says, "Look, I've been told comedy clubs you'll get ripped apart." And he went, No. He goes, "A comedy night you will." He says, "But an open mic night, they're there to help you. They're there to be constructive and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, cheers for that information, mate." And then I ran away for 5 years.
Of course.
It just scared the living. I mean, I've come across, I don't know if you've noticed, I come across quite confident, right?
Oh, well, it's been noted.
Yeah, like a confident man, but put me in front of a microphone, and I'd just shake, I'd sweat, and it just wouldn't work. You know, I had a massive fear. So then a pal of mine, an actor, he told me about. He says, "Why don't you try the internet?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He says, "Well, I do videos on the internet." He says, "People don't come, just fucking delete them." So that's when I started the Waffle Bollocks. Started doing them. Set myself a target of so many followers in a year. I thought if people follow me, then I must have something to offer. I got, I think, 3 times more than the followers I'd set myself a target for. And that then pushed me to find a place called, I don't know if you've heard of it, the Roadhouse, in 2017. And I found that place and I basically watched for a year. I did one set because I knew it was mainly comedians in the audience at this open mic night. I did one set that I thought would relate to them, where it was telling a story about how I failed before, how I got to where I was that day. Did that in March or April, and then I walked away again. Found the Bush in November. Went and watched the Bush for a couple of months, and then Dave started saying, "When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it?" So look, I'm not starting till January 2018. So I set myself a target. Says that's the day I'm starting, and I just went from there, and it just went mental over the space of like a few months. Like, and the rest is history, my friend.
No,
the rest is history. No, it was nice. It's been a nice journey. It's been scary. There's been ups, there's been downs. Do you know what I mean?
That's going to happen, though, isn't it?
Yeah, especially when you're a knobhead and put your foot in it loads of times. Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen you. You've been quite vocal. Well, I've seen, that's standard. But I've seen you can be quite vocal in the old comedy groups.
Right, here's the problem. Right,
here we go. Yeah, I wanted to bring this up because I knew you'd go on it.
No, I'm not going to go deep. I'm just going to say there's a lot. I'm thick as pig shit, mate. Right? No, there's no sugarcoating this shit. I'm thick as pig shit, but people seem to find me funny. So I've come into the game, and I thought everyone was going to be like me, not so much thick as pig shit, but a bit like, wee, you know what I mean? And I got into it, and it turns out they're not. Yeah, there's a lot of academics, teachers. There's a lot of people with like major issues off stage. I thought the green rooms were going to be like fucking thunder and lightning. They were going to be wicked, but they're a big ball of misery. But on stage, these people are fucking electric. So I've had to get my head around that. I'm now like, I'm knocking about. I've got friends that are uber intelligent, and I just don't feel like I fit in. Do you know what I mean? It's weird.
Comedians are weird, though.
Well, it's a group that I never thought I'd ever get to. I weren't expecting them to be the way they are. Like, I weren't expecting so many teachers to be into it. So many like people that have been to uni and stuff like that. I mean, fucking the only time I've been to uni is to ask for metal out of a skip. Do you know what I mean? I don't. You know, it hasn't mattered when it's come to comedy. I've had a couple of people. One guy, a maths teacher, turned around to me after one gig. He was like, "Do you know what? Because I've had to go and learn to do what you just seem to be able to do." And I'm like, well, maybe that's. I've had a few people say things like that, and it's made me think that, do you know what? Maybe I've been training for this my whole life and just haven't realised. You know, I've just been a funny knobhead. I've been battered loads of times for being a dickhead when I was a kid. You know, I pushed too far. I've had loft insulation shoved in my mouth. Weeks I've worked for muscle builders, like muscle men, snapping my ankles and that for pulling my trousers up to my tits and pretending to walk like them. You know, I've been hammered. I've had to learn the hard way how to be funny without getting a kick in, and I think I found that. Do you know what I mean? I found my place. But I like it, man. I like it. It's a good scene. It's a good scene. But this is. Oh, do you know what? I've just gone totally off a tangent. I forgot to tell you I had a joint before I went down there, so I will do that a few times. So, what were we on about? Yeah, the comedy pages and that. Everyone's really intelligent, so I put my foot in it dead easy, right?
Yeah.
Because I'll say something and I'll say something, and then people will pick me up on it. And if I'm wrong, mate, I'll fucking apologise. Yeah. You know, I'm not scared to apologise if I'm wrong, but it's the way some of these fuckers speak to you, you know, really like patronising that, where they get a lot further if they turn around and were like, look, have you looked at it this way? But there's a lot. But maybe that's the comedian in them, you know. You've got to find the sarky comment for the funny.
I mean, I had a bit of on one comedy group, this one person asked, he goes, is it okay to do an accent if you're doing stand-up? And I responded, like a lot of people saying yes, no, whatever. And I responded saying, as long as it's funny, say what the fuck you like. Yeah, you know, I mean, as long as it works within the context of the joke, as long as you're not just doing it for the sake of doing it, it can work quite well.
Can I give you an example of this then?
Go on.
Right, I've got I've got an auntie. She's a prostitute, heroin addict, all this sort of stuff. Now, I'll tell a story about when I go into a house. Now, it's a 100% true story.
Yeah.
We've gone into a house. Now, when we've gone into a house, there was a Chinese bloke on the settee. I went, all right, mate. Yeah. He went, hello. Now, when I've done that a few times, because I've said hello, a few people I've seen go, oh, which has made me think, well, is that wrong? Because I'm not telling a lie. But then I've spoke to a friend that's Chinese, and he says, he goes, look, well, do you need that in the story? And I thought, well, I'll address it first. So I addressed it. Yeah. When I told that story at one gig, someone's gone, and I went, what you being like that for? If it was a Scottish bloke, and I'd have gone, all right, pal. And he went, he wouldn't say a word, would you? But he weren't. He was Chinese. He said hello. And that was, do you know that? But still, I thought, do you know what? I don't actually need that bit in to offend. You know, if one or two people are getting offended by that bit, why not take that out so no one gets offended by that bit? And it makes sense to me now to, even though it's a true part to the story and it shouldn't be seen as racist because it actually happened. Yeah. It looks that it could still lose some. I'm going to drop it.
Yeah, I think people, it's a weird one because it's like you're doing there, you're just doing an impersonation of this guy. But
I'm saying what the guy said.
Yeah, that's it. You're just saying what he said.
If he was Scottish, he'd have gone, all right, pal. He would have. Do you know what I mean? But no one would look at that as being racist. But because Chinese, that's it. You're taking, you're fucking punching down. No, I'm telling the truth. But for the context of the story now, I'll take that bit out because it doesn't actually need it. But
it's not needed, And then
I get to laugh when I raise the fact. You know what I mean? But if there's a chance one or two may get offended, why take that risk? I've got another one. Peter Fox picked me up on one. I think it was about my fourth gig. It was a gong. Yeah. Peter Fox picked me up on something that I said in that joke, and he says it works in the context of that joke, but it's like people don't like to be seen as that. So I was like, so stop offending people. Change that bit. So now I've changed this little bit, and then when I did a gig again, and Peter was there, I did the bit. And I've gone over to him afterwards and went, do you notice how I changed that bit? And he went, yeah, I did. So, which is good because it shows like you're constantly learning, you're willing to change, you're willing to, I want to fit as many audiences as I can, mate. And to do that, you've got to be diverse. I've got my 20, I've got my club 20, that is Effie and Jeffy, but I can also take bits out. You know, like there's a bit I do about my missus, like when my baby's born, he comes flying out my missus' fudge. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Whereas if I'm in a more, upmarket, not really sweary, I'll be like, what the bloody hell is that? Just so it's a big difference sometimes, don't they? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So. No, so one of the jokes I usually start with, as you can tell, I am of Indian descent, and I never spotted it, and because of the lighting. But and one of the jokes I start with is about certain names that people don't realise what they mean in this country. It's like my dad had a kid in his class called Harshit, and Harshit has a brother called Hardick.
Oh no!
And their dad's name, and it's all true, their dad's name is Bulldeep.
Oh my god!
And I'm going off saying all this stuff, and then I didn't. This is where you're saying about adapting to certain audiences. I then went to my mum asked me to do some little church gig in Rutland, in Leicestershire, and then all these people there was this one guy with with a guitar and a straw hat, singing about his vegetables. And he's and then there was a your
audience.
That's it. And there was a raffle for the local farm. Well, this one dude's allotment. He was selling us some. He was selling some asparagus or something. I don't know. And then along comes me on stage.
Yeah, straight after the raffle.
Right after the raffle. Oh no, I'm going. So there's this kid called Harshit and Hardick, and everyone just looked at me going, "What?" And I realised, didn't quite tailor it to this crowd.
No. Oh, I've had a few where I've had to sort of like, I've watched. I was at one. I was headlining this one gig. Phil Carr. I don't know if you've seen Phil Carr. Fucking dark, really dark humour. But he's done a bit about prostitution, and the minute he's mentioned it, he was getting big laughs all the way throughout. The minute he did that one prostitution gag, the room just, you've seen it sink down, and then he had to do another couple of gags to pull them back. Now, I had the auntie bit in my set, so as soon as I seen that, I was fucking dropping that like a hot potato. Bang, gone. Swapped it for something else less offensive. Had a good night. So sometimes it is about like reading your crowd and stuff as well, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's not an easy game. It's not an easy game, mate. It's not an easy game. There's a lot of change in.
Yeah. No, sometimes you have to do that.
Like you were saying, you know, like you were saying about another bit about accents. I have got a bit about when I knocked about with an Indian mate years ago, and it was before I liked spicy food. He got me into spicy food because he didn't like spicy food. And we have a little chat, and I'm like, mate, look, I'm not being offensive. And he's gone, oh, we'll go for an Indian. And I was like, I'm not really into it. So I don't like spices and that. And then when he tells this bit, he says, nah, Doug, because my mum makes the hottest food out. I can't eat it. I hate it. But I do that in the accent. And I've never done it, but I've done it in his accent because I think it works for the story. But now with all this stuff going on and cancel culture and everything,
oh, mate, you got to be...
never ever. I'll probably be able to release that after the Demolition Man years when the world comes back to normal. You know what I mean?
It's got... I mean, so, you know, that political correctness, I mean, it's meant to favour people like me, but if anything, it can kind of be a bit of a ball ache at times.
Mate, have you had anyone? Have you done any bits? Because I've heard a few bits where people have done a bit and people have come up and got offended. And like you've just said, something about your culture, you know, the names, like, fucking, someone could get offended by that. And you're like, not even your culture.
I know, and you're getting offended by it.
Too many people getting offended for other people now, and it's like it's a badge of honour now, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's
like another. But
don't get me wrong. Some of it's right. Is that, you know, there is things you shouldn't be saying and should be changing. I come from a builder's background, mate. So you can imagine the shit I hear. I've had to change from being one of them dudes. Yeah. You know, then the comedy people, I've totally had to change like my way of thinking. Go on a building site, I've just like switch into their mode. And some of the things they're saying then, I'm cringing, thinking, you know. But then maybe years ago, I might have been saying them shit because that's just how they are, isn't it?
Yeah, you're just adapting to
I'm hanging with a different crowd now, mate. I can't do that shit.
You're an artist now, you know.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
You're an artist now.
Very strange, isn't it? It's weird. Me, an artist. Do you know what? There was this, in fact, what's his name? Sean Taylor. When I first met Sean Taylor, he's I think he's on the board of governors for the school or something. And I said where I was from, and he went, oh, Nico. And I went, yeah, I went to Nico. And he was like, do you know Mr. Froggatt? And I was like, don't mention my name to Mr. Froggatt. I was a fucker at school. Yeah. I didn't take books to school. I took a stereo and popping crisps to sell cigars and fags and shit. Yeah, I was just a hustler at school. Yeah. And the teachers hated me, and this teacher hated me. So I'm hoping now that Sean, because like after my first year, a couple of years, I've done quite well, didn't I? So I'm thinking, go and tell him now. Yeah, go and tell him. Do you know what I mean? Thicko Dog ain't that thick. He's doing all right.
He's done all right for himself.
He's an artist.
He's an artist now. Yes, he's a performer.
Yeah. So, I like being an artist, mate. It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. You know, this artistic life.
I know. I never thought I'd see the day. Have you seen my? 1 minute. No, can't find it. I'll look for it in a bit. Yeah, I'm back in the room. Please.
Nice little diversion there.
So, I was looking for something. I fancied a roll, mate. You know,
that's all right.
I think I'm just going to suffer. I'm going to suffer with my vape for a bit.
Yeah, go for it, mate. But it's like what we're saying about cancel culture and everything. Like one joke also I do is what languages sound like. You know, I say like certain languages, like there's a South Indian language, Tamil just sounds like chickens. You know, stuff like that. And you know, German just sounds like an angry guy fucking, you know, Weisheits and all that lot.
German, mate, I've got a Polish couple that live opposite me, right? Lovely couple. But fuck me, when they're just having a chat, we think they're kicking off.
Yeah, you can't tell.
Are you two all right? They're like, yes, we're fine. I'm fucking, surely you're arguing. No, we're just talking.
Yeah.
Well, fucking, it's mad, innit? I can't work some of them out.
But that's it. But then you got to see the funny side of it. Is that, and then I did this joke about that Italian just sounds like car horns. And the crowd was there.
Yes, we do.
That's it, and then the crowd was there. Oh, you're Italian now, are you?
No, I'm half Sicilian, mate, but forget about it.
Well, you know what? Your language sounds like car horns.
Yeah, it does. Do you know the only bit of Italian I know?
Go on.
It's non parlo Iglesias. I learnt it in a Frankie and Benny's toilet, and it's I do not speak English, which is a bit weird because I was in the toilet in England. But I did get to use it when I went to Italy. I just found out I was Italian because I didn't know till I was like in my 20s. Mate, it's a long story. I thought I was many different cultures because my mum wouldn't tell me what I was. When I actually finally found out what it was, I'd just gone to Italy with some gaffers that I was working with that happened to be Italian. I'm outside a pizzeria having a fag, and some Italian dude come up to me and he was like, blah, blah, blah. Or no, I was like, I just looked at him and I was like, non parlo Italiano, and he was like, you're English? I was like, yeah, I am. So Frankie and Benny's did come in handy, and he even said to me, I says, well, I'm half Italian. And I was halfway down the boot at this place, just in a place called Valvry near Casino. There's a long history in it. Google it. It's a great read. But this guy turned around. He went, oh, you're half English, half Italian? I went, yeah. He went, you're Sicilian. And I'd only found out a week before that I was Sicilian. I was like, how the fucking hell do you know that, mate? I thought it was some like mafiosa shit. I was about to get my head blown up. But he was like, he put his arm next to me and he went, your colour. Yeah, he says, I'm from halfway down the boot. He goes, I'm full Italian. He says, and we are lighter. He goes, the closer you get to the Mediterranean? Yeah. The darker you get. The closer you are to the sun, the darker you get. So this is when I learned. I think this is when it sort of like the penny dropped that, do you know what? The only thing that fucking change that makes us different is how close we are to the sun. So
that's literally what it is.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it is, mate. Yeah, and the only reason like people it's over fucking however many years they've migrated to find better fertile land because that's what you look for to survive, and that's why your skin acclimatises to the colour and. Well, that's my theory anyway. I might be totally off key, but that's how it comes to me. So, do you know what I mean?
You're touching on evolution.
So, the further up the boot, if you're up at the top of the boot near Mont Blanc, you're going to be white as fuck in Italy. And then the further down the boot you go, the darker they get. So, they're like Italy is a colour scale, really. Do you know what I mean? It's mad, isn't it?
I mean, Sicily, that's where all the hard people come from, isn't it? Sicily.
They're all the gangsters.
Yeah.
All the gangsters.
So that must have made you feel a bit cool. Knowing that you're Sicilian.
Well, the first guy that I actually spoke to, I was an ice cream man, funnily enough, when I found out, and I'm on this show with this guy, and he's from South London, but he's a Sicilian, and we're sitting there, he's one of them fucking fagging his teeth talking to you, and then he's just like, we're talking about something, and my gaffer turned around, who's Italian as well, he's gone, oh yeah, Doug thinks he's Sicilian like that. And this guy just stopped and just looked at me. He was like, you Sicilian? I says, yeah. He says, I only found out recently. He says, it doesn't matter. He says, we stick together. That was it, mate. Any show that I went on and he'd take me in for food. We were like fucking, he treated me like royalty, mate. He was wicked. But I can't really say my family names. There's some weird shit going on. I was basically, my mum shagged this dude in between. Behind his wife, basically, and made me. But he's got two sons. When I found out, I was 33. One of his sons is 31. One of his sons was 35. So I was like, oh. So my mum had an affair with it. I says, listen, your mum's innocent party in this. I'm not interested. I says, I don't even want to know your dad. I've came in to see him. He weren't interested. So listen, I know. I could tell. I was a fucking spitting image of these guys. So I've got all the info I know. You got any illnesses in the family? They said no. I said, that's all I'm happy about. I can walk away now knowing what I am, but I didn't want to ruin it. But when I found out their family name, which obviously I can't say, it turns out that name in Italy, in Sicily, was, I don't know if they were against the mafia or what, but I think one of the head guys that brought a lot of them down had this name. So maybe I should keep my gob shut because, maybe maybe the Cosa Nostra won't actually fucking like me. See?
Yeah. Well, let's hope they like and subscribe. And
yeah, yeah. Can you imagine that? Waking up with an head in your bed. Oh, it'd be great.
Can you imagine if I get an email from them saying, "Where is this guy? Find him now." And I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Listen, I've got the van. I'll just hop, skip, and jump out of here, mate. I'll be meeting. Oh, I ain't having them fuckers. But then you never know. It's the names are all over the shop, ain't they? So one of them could be a copper, the next one could be head of the mafia. I don't know. I'm just Doug. I'm nothing. I'm a forklift driver / comedian. So that's all I'm happy with. Keep me away from that shit. Gangster life's in the background for me,
man. Yeah. You keep that bit quiet, that bit, yeah. On the download, that one, the gangster life.
Well, I used to be naughty, mate. Well, before I even knew all this bollocks, I was a bit of a naughty boy, you know. But I'm a grown up now, mate. I'm a family man, and I don't do that shit anymore. Mate.
No, moved on from all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still dip my toes in occasionally. Nah.
But that's for another show.
All
right.
Maybe, yeah. Look behind bars.
Could you imagine? Well, I won't keep you much longer, Doug. But it's
imagine obviously. Sorry. Go on, what were you saying?
So I won't keep you much longer. It's been actually quite fun having you on. Yeah, we'll do this again sometime. It's been all right.
Oh, cheers, mate. I mean, considering... I mean, like, you think that walk to the shop, mate, 15 minutes to trying to set all this up when you're thick as pig shit was really hard, you know what I mean? Even, like, making sure I didn't make mistakes in my email and all that, and then it just popped up all of a sudden. I was like, happy days, yeah. I've enjoyed it, mate. I've enjoyed it. You've got to see that I'm a fat cunt. You can't walk to the shop and back without sweating, but, yeah, it's all good. I'm still here.
Where you performing next?
Have
you got anything lined up next?
Yeah, I've got a few things, yeah. Theo's got me one in. I think I've got one for John Pearson in Melton Mowbray. I'm going to punt out for the garden gigs. I'll do garden gigs, people. I'll come to your garden and I will do a gig in your garden to 7 people, to 5 people, to 2 people. I don't care. It's very cheap, very, very cheap. And if it's raining, I'll do it in your front room. Not bothered, yeah. So yeah, another little pump for myself, yeah. And also, I've got that one for Theo, and then I'm not really going for loads, but if something drops in my lap, I'll take it. I'll apply for the odd one here and there, knowing I'm not going to get it because the voters hate me. But we'll see. What comes, don't it? And just roll with the punches, mate.
Lovely. And where can people find you on the line? Where can people find you?
You can come and follow me on like Doug Carter. I've got my profile picture is Cooperman and Blunder Woman, but I'm Blunder Woman. Or you can find me on Random Waffle Bollocks, but Bollocks is spelled LLOX at the end, and Waffle Bollocks is one word. So yeah, go and find me over there. I've got a couple of clips on YouTube. Don't go and watch them because I'm still doing that material. Yeah. So I shouldn't have really said that, but so erase that from your mind. But apart from that, yeah, just come and watch me at a show or something. I don't know. Yeah. Or say hello if you see me on the street. I'm a happy person, friendly, talkative, as you can see.
And you're bloody gorgeous as well.
Lying prick.
Yeah, and
no, I'm ugly. Mate, my good-looking days are gone. Look at me. I look like the picture that I put up about 4 weeks ago of what I'd look like old. That's what I look like now after 4 weeks.
Brilliant.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man. And I'd love to have you on again sometime. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. Thank you very much for this. Sorry I was so skew at the start, but I think we pulled it off.
Yes, it's been good. If anything, it made it more special.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, it's a moment that we've shared.
It is, yeah. You got to see the real me.
That's it. We saw you in all your glory.
Sweaty, bread chasing me. Yeah.
That's it.
But this has been good.
Right.
I'm going to go and have me a ham sandwich now.
Ooh, yes.
Ham sandwich with some chutney, and that'll do. But this has been lovely, mate.
Right, lovely. All right. Well, thanks for your time, Doug. Speak to you soon.
All right. Sweet. See you soon, mucker.
All right. Bye-bye.
I'm going to make me a quick sarnie because it's too hot to eat anything else. And fucking my bread's mouldy. So And now I'm walking to the shop. So I'm on my way back home now anyway.
Yeah, that's right. It does.
I haven't done any prep, by the way, so we're just going to wing the fucking lot.
No, mate, I never prep for any of this. So it's just literally just winging it and just see how we go.
Yeah, sad. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
How much? Right, I've got 12% battery, so I need to get back and get fucking charged quick as well. But I don't live far anyway. So.
That's
How long we got?
How long we got? We've got as long as we need, mate. As long as you want.
All right, sound. I think the best ones. I mean, I did that one with Lee, and that was like 2 hours. Fuck you. Getting abused by relatives now, giving me the bird. All right, Ad. Oh, not bad. Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, it's been a right hectic few days, mate. But...
So what's it you do?
Oh, well, yeah, what was on about then? Yeah, I think I did Leeds, and that was like 2 hours. But I've been told the sweet spot is between 15 and 25 minutes. So anywhere around even 30 minutes, you know, if it's good, then you just fucking crack on, don't you? But that should be what you should be looking at for people's like minds, you know, like attention spans.
Well, we could go for about 15 to 25 minutes, half an hour, when your phone works.
Yeah, that was just telling me I got 10%. What did I have a minute ago when I spoke to you?
12. You've gone down 2%.
Oh, that's all right. And I'm closer to home. Probably have 8. Find my charger. Oh, mate. Jesus Christ. You know how I've had this? In fact, no, we'll talk about this in a bit.
You do look
like makeshift the shower.
You make
a fucking shower on my washing line and a hose. Oh, probably gone back to nature, mate. Fuck, mate. I need to lose more weight. I'm a right fat cunt.
Well, is this a workout for you?
Yeah. Well, I live up a slight hill and my leg's knackered. I've been in a fucking tiny little bathroom with 3 big fat blokes today. And we've just been like working around each other, cutting bits out, dust everywhere. It's just been horrible. And then I didn't have nowhere to have a wash afterwards, so I had to make a fake shower.
So you just literally went old school on it?
Yeah. Tied my hose round the washing line, turned it on, froze me knackers off for about 10 minutes, but it done the job. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, as long as it does the job for you.
Yeah, I'll be home in 2 minutes. We can start. Hello. You all right, bub? So, oh dear. Fuck me. Well, I'm nearly there.
It's literally like watching. It's like watching a fitness video here.
Start? Say again.
It's like watching a fitness video. This.
It fucking ain't. It's like watching a fat guy die.
Well, the start of a fitness video, like the before.
Oh yeah. Check me out in 4 months. I'll be fucking probably heavier. Oh, come on, let me in. She heard me. Nothing. You're right, bud. Where's my charger? Right. I've got a little interview to do, so I'll have my sandwich after that. I'm just doing something, so I'll put that away. Right, I'm nearly ready.
Nearly ready.
What time are we on? No, I totally forgot. Right, charger, that's what I was after, weren't I? Charger, extension lead. Next. Where's the fucking extension lead? I'll nick that one. Do you need the oven? Jay, do you need the oven?
Do I need the oven?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Do you need the oven?
No.
So I can unplug this?
Yeah, but the other one was there.
Oh, yeah, but that one's behind there. Isn't it? Oh, do you know what? I'll just use this. Okay. And I'll do it in here. Oh, mate.
This is
right.
This is the weirdest start to a podcast I've ever done.
Right, I'm charging. I've got tissue. Just let me get a quick drink, so I'm hydrated through this. Look at me. Look, I was dry earlier after that shower. We'll talk about that in a bit anyway.
We'll talk about you in your shower. All right.
Excuse me, sock line.